What's going on, y'all? Thanks for tuning in for another Ride With Me video. Today we are going to ride to the gym. So, thanks for tuning in. Hope you had a good day. I have had an incredibly long week of work, including today. So this workout and this ride is going to be exactly what the doctor ordered. Of course, I am driving the Honda Rebel 500. Still a new rider. Gotta wipe the sweat off my nose here. Yeah. Still a new rider. About 3 weeks in, you can see I'm about 312 miles on my first bike. And yeah, as I always say, at some point in these videos, it's been a ton of fun. The early learner progression too has been addicting, finding out new ways to work the clutch and getting better at shifting and getting better at taking off. Thank you to all the experienced riders for the advice in the comments. I really appreciate it. This is a short little 15-minute ride. We're going to take all back roads today. I acknowledge off the bat here that I'm not wearing proper attire. I don't have my jacket on today. A little bit hypocritical of me. I know in past videos I ranted about that. I do have my pants on though. But this ride, I mean, really no excuses for not wearing gear. But it is hot as shit out today, and this ride is going to be all back roads, and it's not a very long one. But I know. As a new rider, I should definitely have my jacket on. But man, I'll tell you, the other day, it was about 95 degrees. I was in full gear, and I drove through downtown Raleigh, through the Carolina Hurricanes Stanley Cup parade route. After the parade, of course, just to see if like the banners and stuff were still up. And all the stop and go traffic in my gear, I felt like I was going to pass out, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was hot as shit that day. So, yeah, but still, not an excuse, right? As they say, if it's too hot for gear, it's too hot to ride. But I'm an adult, I can live with the consequences of my own actions. But yeah, busy day at work. Busy week at work. Most of my content that I posted so far has just been about kind of motorcycles and my learning journey and teaching new things that I'm learning to help solidify it in my own head and maybe help some new folks out there from a beginner's perspective. But I will be making this channel a little more personal, and on that note, let's talk about what I do for work. So, work. I am what's called a solutions architect, and effectively what I do is I work for a software company, and customers come to this company and they say, I have a specific need for one of the specific solutions you offer. And I basically build out the architecture within our solutions and then present them with said architecture. So that's my role. A lot of client face-to-face meetings, which can be exhausting in its own right. I'm sure some of you blue-collar workers that are watching are laughing at me right now. But you know, it's exhausting in the sense where it's time-consuming. It's stressful. A lot of they could really ask you any question. You got to be ready to answer it. So you really got to know a ton about the tech stack and a ton about their specific needs. So constantly learning about new clients in this role and having to memorize a bunch of different things and what the specific needs are. So some weeks it's not too bad. I can sneak out for like a 30-minute hour ride every day, which is sick, and that makes the busy weeks worth it. But when it's busy, man, I'll tell you, it's busy. A lot of meetings, a lot of studying, a lot of going from one thing to the next really quickly all day long. And that's what this week was like. Working in corporate, everything is on a quarterly cycle, so there's all kinds of stress involved too, where it's kind of this idea of the company lives and dies by every quarter. So if one quarter is bad, you got to panic about, oh my God, am I going to lose my job? Whose fault is it? And everything you did, the 4 years prior to being there, no longer matters. So stressful in that regard, but you can't beat the ability to be able to work from home, see my toddler whenever I want to during the day, hang out with my dogs. Yeah, man, the job is fantastic, which makes putting up with the busy times completely worth it. But at any rate, yeah, it was a busy day today. Lots of meetings. It's been a busy week overall. Haven't had a lot of time to ride this week, although I did sneak out yesterday afternoon for a short little ride. But yeah, now I'm heading to the gym, blowing off some steam. Looking forward to it. I am in my mid-30s now. I have been lifting weights since I was in college. It's always been kind of an on and off thing for me. But I was pretty serious about it in my early 30s. But then the age-old excuse, I had a kid. So I had to put the weights down and most hobbies for a while. But my kid is already 3 years old at the end of July, which is so crazy to me. But with her being 3, she's becoming a bit more independent, not requiring the 24/7 hands-on attention from both me and my wife. So we're both able to get out and do things for ourselves a little more again. Life's kind of getting back to normal. She's starting preschool in September, and my wife is a teacher, so my wife is off for the summer. So I get a lot more free time opened up to myself now, where I can take some rides for fun, put the gym back in the regular routine, and then when she starts preschool again, I'll be doing the drop-off and then working out in the morning, which is the best in my opinion. Knock out your workouts in the morning so you can't make excuses before the afternoon session comes. Let's get it done in the morning. I've always found that those time periods where I've tried to work out in the afternoon, I convince myself that I don't need to go, I have things to do, I gotta clean or whatever, right? You just find some lame excuse. It's easy to find excuses when you're waiting all day. Time can get away from you. Just go in the morning, start your day that way, get the blood flowing, get your brain and mind sharp, ready for the day, knock it out. One thing that's nice about the motorcycle though is that I'm working out in the afternoon. You can see it's 5 o'clock right now, and I'm not making excuses because going to the gym is the perfect opportunity to ride the bike. So the bike has been a motivator in that way, which is nice. Any excuse, any destination to get on the 2 wheels I'm looking for, and the gym is a perfect one. So I just made a YouTube short before this about a concept that I've picked up from watching some different YouTube videos. There's the concept of when you're at a stop, not pulling in the clutch all the way, which is a common beginner mistake, I guess. And instead stopping with the rear brake and holding your stop position with the rear brake and staying in the friction zone while you're stopped with 2 fingers on the clutch. So, man, mastering that skill has reduced stalling for me like pretty much completely. Like going from 0 to 10 miles an hour in a matter of seconds without stalling. It just reduced the amount of things I have to think about on takeoff. So yeah, definitely, if you're a new rider watching this, check that video out. See if it can help you some. If this guy sees me or not. Yeah, hopefully it can help you some. Yeah, it's been a game changer for me. I'll kind of do a brief explanation when I'm at this next stoplight, if I catch one here, for the new folks, for the new riders, such as myself. Ooh, this might be the perfect opportunity to talk about this. All right. Yeah, this is really good because we're turning left here too. So basically what was happening was, and I hear a lot of new riders do this as well, when they come to a complete stop and they're staying at a stop, they hold down the clutch all the way. And when they go to take off, they're finding that space and where the friction zone is, which is adding an extra step to the takeoff process. So we can reduce those steps, right? And we reduce them by staying in the friction zone. So the traditional steps of taking off, right, is going to be finding the friction zone, giving the bike throttle when you're in the friction zone, and then releasing the brake. And then if you're in the process of turning like I am now, you also have to make sure the wheel is turned in the correct direction, pretty much all simultaneously. So you can reduce these steps pretty easily here. And the way you do it is when you stop, obviously, put your foot on the rear brake and put your 2 fingers on the clutch and get in the friction zone now at a stop. So you'll know you're there, where if you lift, you know, just like you would with a regular friction zone, if you lift the rear brake, you're going to move forward, right? See the bike is moving forward as I lift the rear brake. So what this allows me to do is this eliminates a step in the turning process. I'm just staying in the friction zone, have my foot on the rear brake, which is keeping the bike still and not moving forward. And then when I'm ready to take off, what I'm going to do is before I release the clutch, I'm going to go ahead and give it throttle first and just take off. Okay, it's nice and easy. So if that turn was sharper, what I could have done there too to save even more time, you know, in the turn and reduce having to think about the turn, is turning the wheel into the turn first sharply and the bike is going to move in that direction. And while I'm turning, I'm not worried about where the friction zone is or how much throttle I'm giving the bike. I've already done all of that before I took off. I'm holding that position. All I'm doing, or all I'm worried about, is letting go of the rear brake and slowly releasing the clutch. So man, it's helped me so freaking much. It's made riding so much more fun because I'm so much more confident now getting out from a standstill and accelerating forward, which was the biggest pain point for me. I kept stalling the bike out in those moments, and on the road, if you've ever done that, you know how stressful that can be. And also, you know, trying to have an ego, but also embarrassing, right? And if you're worried about getting hit from behind, if you're worried about being embarrassed, it's going to throw you off your game even more, thus making fiddling with the friction zone and fiddling with the throttle at the same time while you're also trying to manage a turn extremely difficult. So just reduce your margin for error by effectively prepping for acceleration before you accelerate. All right. So we'll do it again here. I'm going to go ahead and get in my friction zone, release the rear brake. I'm moving forward. Cars are starting to move. I'm not going to accelerate fully yet. I'm just going to ride the friction zone forward here, walk with the bike. And even in a situation like this, right, I'm in the friction zone already. I'm just letting go of the rear brake. Just make your life easy. All right, now we're taking off. So I'm going to go ahead and slowly release the clutch, give it some throttle, and let go of the rear brake. Oh, this is like the perfect ride to show you this in more detail. This is awesome. All right, so I'm at a red light. I'm gonna go ahead, stay in the friction zone. Check if I'm there by letting go of the rear brake. Moving forward, good. The bike is stopped right now because I'm holding on to the rear brake, and of course if I let it go, it's gonna move forward. And then when the light turns green, or when I know I'm about to move, I'm going to give a little bit of throttle, hold that position before I let go of the clutch, before I let go of the brake. And I'm just going to let go of the clutch and the rear, or let go of the rear brake first, and then slowly release the clutch, and I'm gone. When you master this, you won't have to walk the bike out of 0 miles an hour to accelerating. You're just going to step right onto the bike. Just like that. Nice and smooth. So yeah, practice that. If you have a more detailed video I made that kind of breaks that down further, but it was really good to see that in practice on the road. I might actually include that in the video, a little clip there. But yeah, practice that, man. Complete game changer for me. Hopefully it helps you as well. That was the one piece that was really messing with my confidence on the bike, was consistently being able to get out of first, or consistently being able to accelerate from a standstill. And that little tip right there, that little trick with the throttle preloading and staying in the friction zone, has helped me immensely. Oh, let's go. Let's get it one more time. This is even better because I'm in the front. Oh, it's like the perfect scenario too. Incoming traffic. So if I was doing what I was doing before, right, I'd be holding the clutch down all the way, and then while I'm worried about cars coming to hit me, while I'm worried about trying to make my turn sharply and appropriately, I'm going to be spending time finding the friction zone before I take off, right? Well, I'm just going to stay in the friction zone right now. I'm going to go ahead and give it some throttle. I'm going to go ahead and release my rear brake, and I'm gone. So, yeah, just eliminate the steps where you can. simplify the process. Simplifying the process makes the ride smoother, makes the ride safer. But we are pulling up on the gym here after this left turn. Let's drive 4 here. Any day now, buddy. We are at the gym. We hit some full body today. I record the ride back too. Before the gym bros come at me in the comments about Planet Fitness. Look now. This shit's cheap, brother. This shit's cheap. And they got free weights now. And they got real lunk alarms. So it's all good. I ain't worried about being cool anymore. I worked out at local gyms my whole life. Got tired of paying $80 a month. But yeah, I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.